And how is your little brother doing?
Enjoying his burger right now.
What'd you put on his burger?
I don't know. We had Wendy's deliver it.
Talking to his
Come here.
dog. But then, I love the dog. Okay.
Santos.
So you can leave the peel on, or you can peel it off.
Videos were longer. Edited it short. Okay. That's about it. Just at home.
If you watch Gordon Ramsay, he says to leave the peel on. If you watch Emerald Life, he says to take it off. It just depends on your preference.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Miss P.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Hey, I can't stay very long, but I'll check back in a little bit.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I had like a random amount of meetings today.
I'm not tripping. This doesn't even have to be like an official time. I'm just like, yeah,
I know.
wow, for whatever reason.
I'm gonna pop back in a little bit to see your progress.
No.
You found it?
How you doing, Elizabeth?
Mine! Why mine?
Okay.
You want me to open it, please? Yeah, okay. Mine. You could put your chicken nugget and fries in it. Want to do that? No.
I will be right back.
Do. Oh, yeah. Wait. Okay. Okay. We're gonna open one.
Alrighty. So I'm still just chopping apples. Like I said, it doesn't matter what kind of apples. It doesn't really matter if you leave the peel on or not. Let's get them chopped. That. I don't have an apple core, so I just kind of make a rectangle around the core, and that's how I get my apples chopped. That beeping sound was my oven going off saying it's preheated at 350. It's a little early. That's okay. So have y'all been watching anything interesting?
Not really.
On to be, but keep an eye on it because it's a very serious situation right now in India that can also be seen as backlash. All right, so that's the history story part of the way of globalization.
And so what is the very serious issue in India that's going on?
What you making, Miss?
Apple crumble. Have you ever had apple crumble?
No.
So you get the apples like kind of caramelized and gooey, and then you make like a topping for them out of flour and butter, and so it gets all crispy. And so you have this gooey, warm apple pie kind of filling in the middle. And the top is like a crusty, granola-y almost kind of layer on the top.
Nice.
I'm trying to think if there's anything that I can. Oh yeah, it goes really good with like if you have vanilla ice cream or like vanilla frozen yogurt. Put that on top when it's warm. So I have my chopped up pieces of apple. I'm gonna put them in the pan, and I have one other apple. Oh no, I didn't get my pan hot. We'll do that first. The last apple, I'm going to use a cheese grater to shred it so that I kind of get a contrast in texture. So some pieces of apple will be kind of crunchy and some will be kind of mushy. Move these guys over. And so I have some oil in my pan so that nothing gets sticky. A history video, was that for Miller in India?
Yeah.
I started listening to this podcast about serial killers. And there was this guy, and his name was Albert Fisher. And some call him the original boogeyman because he used to prey on children. And not only did he kill children, he assaulted them and ate them. And he was a killer for like almost 40 years before they caught him. Because he used to prey on kids in like low socioeconomic areas. Because he knew that the media wouldn't be people wouldn't be reporting on kids in poor areas. Versus if he took a kid of someone wealthy, they'd have the streets swarming trying to find the child.
The one that was called the actual boogeyman.
That's what they say.
That's creepy.
Yep.
You stay right here, ain't you? Don't leave the house. I'm gonna take a look at it. Come on, Dutch.
What's hot enough there? I've got the apple threaded. That spice is ready. We're almost ready to go. Apple juice all over my computer. Alright, my pan's just about hot enough. So I'm gonna add my apples in. And the cool thing is that you can make this as sweet or not sweet as you want it. You can add more sugar, you can add less sugar. It's up to you. I'm gonna add some brown sugar. In this case, light brown sugar. And so what the sugar does is it causes a caramelization. And so what happens is the sugar kind of melts, and it kind of melts with the sugars that are in the fruit, and it makes like a saucy, gelatinous kind of gooey goodness. And since the brown sugar has molasses in it, that gives it an extra kind of layer of goo, so it's a little better to use brown sugar. You can use white sugar if you have it, just the brown sugar looks a little better. Add some cinnamon. Did you guys know cinnamon was good for your heart? Your blood pressure? I like nutmeg. You don't have to put the nutmeg if you don't like nutmeg. I also like allspice, and if you don't like that, you don't have to put that. It's a little easy though if you do put it. It's not a really strong flavor. Mix this up. I'm gonna throw in these apple shreds over here. Shredded up the apple. So these larger pieces we let it cook first because they're bigger, and then the shredded apple will get kind of more mushy than the larger pieces because it's smaller. And I'm gonna add a little bit of water to this pan just to kind of make it more saucy. It sure is filled with things going off. Alright, so I have my water. If you want your sauce to be extra thick, you can add a little bit of cornstarch. But when you do this, be careful because you have to add it to cold water. If it's in hot water, it's not going to work. It's going to get all clumpy. You see how this got bubbles with the sugar? And what we're seeing on the bottom of the pan, that's our caramelization happening with the apples. That sugar is reacting with the heat. It's kind of making it all melty like. Now I'll turn my heat down a little bit. Hopefully it'll turn out good. I think it will. So for our topping, I've got a cold bowl. And the reason you want it cold is because you want the butter to stay cold. You can keep your butter cold until right before you stick it in the oven. You get a really nice crispy outer layer. I'm running out of space though. I got some butter, like maybe I have a stick. If you want more topping or you want more butter, you can add more butter. It's not a very tight recipe where you have to follow all the instructions to the T. So Randy and I were watching that Tiger King show, and his birthday is in September. So I told him, I'm like, for your birthday, I'm going to get you the album of the Joe Tiger King because he makes music. I'm gonna buy him that CD for his birthday. My husband's asleep, unfortunately, and I think the cat is also asleep. Husband works from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m., so he's probably going to be asleep most of the time. And so I got little cubes of butter. Unmute. Switch. Here's my butter. Y'all are fine. Don't worry about it. Maybe when we're done, I can bring Bo out. So I got that brown sugar again. I'll add maybe like 2 handfuls of the brown sugar. Maybe less. A little bit less of that. I'm going to throw in some oats. These are quick oats. You can use whole oats if you have whole oats or prefer those. I like the oats because they make it a little bit extra crispy, kind of like a granola. Got some flour. That'll kind of help bind it together. Maybe like a 1/4 cup, roughly. Y'all behave in that chat room. And a little more cinnamon to our crumble. I like cinnamon. And so you kind of like crush it up with your hands. They say to make like a breadcrumb. I kind of just mush the butter down a little bit and mix it in with the flour. I don't think I've seen Mother Dearest. The butter does feel weird. You just wash it off when you're done. And so I'm just kind of, I guess, massaging the butter into the flour until you have little tiny pieces of butter. My day's been good. Water and soap and science because polarity. That's why. Polarity is the magic word. That's why butter feels weird. But yes, my day's going good. The hair peroxide, I think, worked out well. That was interesting. overmix this a little bit, but that's okay. Butter's getting a little bit hot. And I think I want a little bit more flour in it. Be right back. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the heat off of our apples because they look like they're about good to go. And add a little bit more flour to our crumble mixture. Bubbles, bubbles, bubbles. Bubbles, bubbles, bubbles. Mixing the flour in a little bit. There we go. That's a better texture. You don't want it real sticky. You don't really want it to stick to your hands. If you did that, that's what I was experiencing. It was more butter than it was flour, so that's why I added more flour. So we have some pieces where the butter is still kind of crumbly. We have some pieces where the flour is still kind of floury. It's not all homogenized. You've got a good variety. And so on top she goes. Thinking about adding a little bit more oatmeal just to compensate the flour. What do you think? Should we add more oatmeal? All right, more oatmeal it is. This should be good. You can add a little bit more sugar. I'll use a little bit of white sugar this time. Just a little bit. And yes, my sugar is in an old oatmeal container. Because whatever works, right? And then she goes on top. Nice and covered. Up it is. Preheated to 350. And so my pan's gonna go in the oven. And so I'm gonna set a timer. I'm gonna check on her in like maybe 10-12 minutes. But what you're looking for is for that crust to be golden brown. And looks like the lawn guys found me again. So I will post a picture of what this looks like when it comes out of the oven. Sound good to y'all? Bye.